Man, incline bench presses are so freaking humbling. So this is my kind of secondary upper body day. The main priority for kind of the next two training blocks are the weighted dips, and I've actually been considering whether or not I want to do weighted dips twice a week. But for my other day, I'm trying to prioritize the incline bench press. So we're working up to a double here. I got up to 245, and last week I did 240. That felt pretty comfortable, and then 245 this week felt like an absolute brick, to be honest with you. As you can see, it probably moved a lot slower than I expected, just based off of my facial expression. But I am having some post-lift realization right now that, my max for incline bench press is probably around 260. If I remember correctly, there was a training block where I felt like I had a lot of momentum. I was trying to work up to heavy doubles like I am for this block, and I worked up to 260, which was my prior max, and then I got stapled on the second rep and had to toss the barbell off of myself. So not a fun experience, but now that I think about it, 245 is quite close to that, and I am like over 20 pounds down from when I last did the incline bench press for 260. So maybe I have to tamper my expectations a little bit here and let the ego go a little bit. But for next week, we will kind of see how it goes. We'll probably dial it back a little bit, maybe just try to do 250s, so a very incremental increase, or we'll just probably repeat the same weight, because I know also there's a lot of variables, and I keep making excuses, every single workout video, but lack of sleep and stuff. All of the life things will make your training very unpredictable. So and unfortunately, in my circumstance, right, there are other life priorities where you just can't make the gym number one, and I think that's the reality for a lot of us, where we would like to lift more, and we would like to recover better, and we would like to put up all of these numbers in the gym, get absolutely jacked and stacked, and get absolutely peeled. But life kind of gets in the way. So, and if I could have it my way, I would be at the gym like 3 hours plus almost every single time that I'm lifting. And then every day that I'm not lifting, I'd be doing some type of mobility, some type of cardio. I'd live in the gym. Like, I would get my membership's worth it. And that's just because I love the grind, and the goal, and the long-term goal in life is to get to the point where I can do that. I control my life schedule, my work schedule, whatever it may be. The cash is flowing in, and income is not like a big issue. So go to the gym whenever I want and leave whenever I want to the gym. So, but we're gonna keep on grinding, regardless of all of these outside variables. We just go into the gym and we put in as much effort as we can. So, and that's why I kind of lean a little bit more towards the bodybuilding exercises, because those tend to not be as variable with other exercises where you're primarily focusing on strength, because it's very demotivating, I think, for a lot of people when you're trying to increase a specific lift. You go in, you had shit recovery, and then the weights feel like an absolute brick. like it did for me today. And you felt like, you're doing something wrong, or that your programming is wrong, which may be true, but I think a lot of the times it is really just controlling your variables. So anyways, we did the upper body workout. It's a full upper body. So we did push, pulls, bunch of pressing, a bunch of rows, and then now you kind of seen the segment where I'm doing a little bit more of isolation. So we did the overhead tricep extensions. Absolutely love those. The one at this gym is a quite heavy stack. I think I'm about halfway through, and when I did the same machine at EOS, I did the full stack like within 2 to 3 sessions. So quite a contrast. And then this chest fly as well feels really great. That back pad is very narrow, but I think that really allows you to have a much bigger stretch on the pecs. And these are feeling pretty great as well. Did get a little bit, I think I got one less rep this week though, but we just talked about all the variables and all the fun stuff. But we'll keep chipping away at it. I have to remind myself too that I am technically on a cut, but not really. Starting to lose a little bit of weight. We did hit a new low this week, but probably talk about that a lot more in another video. But for here, this is pretty much the end of the workout. We did some chest supported rows as well. This is more focused on the upper traps. And I think eventually maybe I'll just swap this for like a Kelso, because we're really trying to build that density, that thickness. And this one felt great, but the stack is getting close. So and then we finished off with some biceps, some hammer curls, and then after that we just did some cable curls. So and that's pretty much it for this workout. If you guys have questions, comments, anything that you guys would like discussed, drop them down below. Shoot the shit, make excuses like I do. But go to the gym regardless. Keep on pushing, alright? Peace out.